তো এখন যে টপিকটা নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করব সেটা হচ্ছে ethical and legal standards. So stakeholders may have different ethical expectations because there are laws and regulations that codify ethical actions for societal or stakeholder benefits. Business is required to disclose true information in marketing materials as well. Yet, many businesses are not actually, in reality, disclose the true information in their marketing materials. So, compliance with disclosure rules is seen as ethical as it creates satisfactory outcomes. So, compliance reduces risks such as client complaints, legal actions, and regulatory sanctions. So ethical conduct, like following disclosure rules, leads to better outcomes and conform to stakeholder expectations as well. So legal and ethical conduct are not always the same. Legal and ethical conduct are not always the same. Some legal actions that may be considered unethical and some ethical actions may be illegal. So civil disobedience, like peaceful protest against unethical laws that might be deemed ethical but illegal hote pare because of the rule. The investment industry has instances of legal but unethical conduct, such as trading on non-public information. Insider trading is an unethical conduct. Some countries এটা legal hote pare, some countries এটা illegal hote pare. Most countries it is illegal. Whistleblowing can be viewed as unethical, but it may violate laws or policies or company policies as well. So increasing regulation in the investment industry might not always reduce unethical behavior. So laws actually follow market practices. And laws often are very, very reactive because যে কোনো একটা law যখন ফর্ম করা হয় এটা অনেক ল্যাগ ইফেক্ট থাকে। So ultimately এটা রিঅ্যাক্টিভ হয়, এটা প্রোঅ্যাক্টিভ হয় না। So often enhanced after a crisis, একটা ক্রাইসিস সিচুয়েশন হয়, তারপরে সেটা নিয়ে আলোচনা হয়, তারপরে laws formulated হয়. So new laws can be vague, new laws can be conflicting as well, অথবা new laws can be too narrow and may inadvertently create opportunities for new problematic activities. So একটা নতুন লর কারণে ভেগনেস থাকতে পারে, কনফ্লিক্ট থাকতে পারে, অফ টু ন্যারো ফোকাস থাকতে পারে, এবং নতুন লটা ক্যান ক্রিয়েট অপরচুনিটিস ফর নতুন ধরনের প্রবলেমস অ্যাজ ওয়েল বিকজ পিপল উইল অলওয়েজ ফাইন্ড gaps in the regulation. So laws vary across countries, allowing questionable practices to migrate or less regulated areas. So laws are subject to interpretation as well. So because একটা law এটাকে বিভিন্নভাবে ইন্টারপ্রেট করা যেতে পারে and এটাকে বিভিন্নভাবে এক্সপ্লয়েট করা যেতে পারে. So it can be subject to interpretation, it can be exploited by market participants for their advantages. So ethical conduct surpasses legal requirements. So just maintaining the legal requirements is not enough. When we are talking about the ethical conduct, we need to surpass legal requirements, and it includes what communities deem ethically correct. So acting ethically requires judgment and good decision making, even in absence of clear laws. So ethics require considering the interest of multiple stakeholders, minimizing risk, and including reputational risk as well. সো এই টপিকটা পড়ার পরে আমরা হোমওয়ার্ক থাকবে আপনাদের জন্য, যেটা আমরা এক্সাম্পল 4 বই থেকে পড়বো, এবং তারপরে আমরা নেক্সট সেগমেন্টে মুভ করব। So in this segment, we'll be discussing about ethical decision-making framework. So individual judgment is key to making ethical choices in investment industry. So increasing the ability and motivation to act ethically can build trust, and trust is extremely important in financial services industry. So integrating ethics into decision-making reduces the likelihood of unethical decisions. So a firm's code of ethics should guide employee behavior. It builds a culture of integrity and accountability and promotes ethical behavior. So a code of ethics is necessary but not sufficient. So we need to go beyond the code of ethics. So regular practice of ethical decision-making skills is very, very crucial. Ethical conduct benefits business, individuals, and industry, markets, and society. A strong ethical culture fosters investor trust and benefits global financial markets as well. So, what are the framework for ethical decision making? So, investment professionals need a well developed set of principles for decision making. So, an ethical framework is very crucial to guide actions and conduct. So, decisions should be analyzed from both an economic and ethical perspective. A framework for ethical decision making helps examine the choices in light of the professional obligations. So this framework helps professionals adhere to code of ethics and determine the best course of action ethically. For example, a framework helps see situations from multiple perspectives, and we need to pay, for example, we are taking a decision, we need to pay attention to broader impacts, whether our actions affect, how our actions affect short term versus long term, how our actions affect one stakeholders than the other stakeholders. So the goal is to create a plan of action that benefits stakeholders and avoid harm. Ethical decision-making framework facilitates the process for all decisions by enabling multiple perspectives. So consistent use of the framework helps develop sound judgment and avoid unanticipated ethical consequences as well. So আমরা যদি একটু ethical decision making frameworkটা দেখি, তাহলে এখানে we need to identify relevant facts, stakeholders and duties owed, ethical principles, and conflicts of interest. We need to consider the situational influencing, we need to consider the additional guidance, alternative actions, etc. We need to decide and act and then reflect, was the outcome as anticipated? Why the outcome was as anticipated or why not? So the ethical decision-making process often includes multiple phases and is iterative. So initially, identify the crucial facts, stakeholders, duties we have, and any potential conflicts of interest. Consider situational influences. Look into our own behavior, whether we are exhibiting overconfidence or not. Our personal biases could impact our decision making as well. We should seek guidance from trusted sources as well, consult firm policies, and consider ethical principles. So we need to make a decision and act on it. We need to reflect on the decision and its outcome. Consider if the outcome was anticipated or why. So these processes may require several iterations. It's an iterative process, especially in complex situations. So using an ethical decision-making framework can help evaluate a situation and make better decisions as well. এইটুকু পড়ার পরে আমরা এক্সাম্পল 5 and example 6 আমাদের সিএফএ কারিকুলাম থেকে পড়বো এবং সেগুলো সলভ করার চেষ্টা করব, and then we will move into the next segment.